What is up, Cubes fam? Cubes Xeno back with you. So I'm an idiot. I took a little leap of faith and just tried plugging my computer into the wall. Didn't expect anything to happen. Apparently our inverter got fixed and nobody told me. Because our truck was in our yard shop a little while ago, and I guess it must have just been something as simple as a fuse, because it's all working again. So I cut the last episode short for absolutely no reason. So yeah, now I suppose I am under obligation, for I have teased the story. Why are there spider and zombie noises? Am I near a sinister node? Lava over here? Oh, okay, it's like a cave over here. If you're a cave spider, fuck off. The fuck are they? Where the fuck are they? There must be a cave right under me. Anyway. I guess it's time for the story of Dylan 1000 Buttons. And this is just gonna sort of, I guess, probably evolve into just like a Mindbreak related reminiscence in general. So let me start with the shorthand explanation. For those of you who have seen the old Mindbreak footage and have no idea what the fuck you were watching, back in the day, a couple of friends and I, Matt and Dill. Dill, I can't remember exactly how I met Dill. I believe I met Dill through Matt, and Matt met me when he was cruising around looking at people's plots on the Pitforge server. For those of you who remember Pitforge from a long, long time ago, those of you who never heard of it, don't know what I'm talking about, Pitforge was the original vanilla server that I and my friend, my IRL friend, my IRL best friend, played on. She gave me IP, she wanted to play Minecraft with me. So yeah, if you guys want to look her up, I think it's KB Arts with a Z on Instagram. Give me 1 second and I'll look her up. Yeah, her Instagram, if you guys want to look her up, is oops. So yeah, if you guys want to look her up, definitely go give her a follow. I think it's still that. Anyway, so yeah, that is one of my bestest best friends since high school, and honestly, in my whole life. I've had plenty of friends, but I'm one of those people who's very picky about who they consider their best friends. And yeah. So yeah, Pitforge was fun for me. Was way back in the day of that's when I had like a shop on a server, and it was before the days where most servers had protection plugins, so they sort of just told you to fend for yourself and protect your interests. Okay, I think it's time to start migrating the bed along with me. Come on, come on, come on. Get over here before nightfall. Oh, I need to resolve the, Acrecraft thing today. Okay, so, back to the topic at hand. Mindbreak. So, for a long time, I've been a fan of the Minecraft group. And I will say first and foremost that, although I didn't disagree with the naming convention on Mindbreak, it was not my original idea. So, yeah, forgive that one, please. Anyway, Matt and Dill and I were aspiring to have something akin to what we saw. I mean, some of those guys were my inspirations for starting YouTube, and were some of their inspirations for watching YouTube Minecraft videos. So, that's how that started. But I digress. So, it was 1.8, I believe. And, it was in the snapshots, so, like, this wasn't even full-on 1.8 yet. And this was not a version that was within any of the footage that I ended up posting. This was honestly, actually, the footage that I ended up posting was, I want to say, my 5th attempt. And I just wasn't happy with the output that we got. And there's also a lot of footage that just, back in the day, I was using Microsoft Expression. If anybody's ever used it, it was good while I needed it to be, but overall, in comparison to something like OBS, it is a steaming pile of software gore. And the render times on it, on my potato of a computer, were just terrible. Because Expression would use a 2-pass render system, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but for 10-minute videos it was taking me 2 hours to render. And this was back in the day when I was burning myself out doing... I got pause, I'll be right back. Alright. Lost my train of thought. Sorry, something fell over and I had to go pick it up. So yeah, it was 1.8. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it was like try number 5 or so. Oh, I was talking about Expression. For those of you just starting out YouTube with no other real options to you, if you can find a way to download it anymore, I don't think that's even up for download anymore. Let's go deal with the Acrecraft house real quick, because if those weeds reach maturity, it will destroy the world. Did I already get rid of the weeds in here? I think I already did. Okay, it is already fixed up. I'll deal with that later then. Oh hey, there's an apple tree over here. I should cook myself up some stone soon so I can make a juicer. Anyway, off topic. Ooh, potatoes. Again, off topic. The whole episode was supposed to be about Dill, and now it's all about fucking Expression. Yeah, if you're just starting out YouTube and you're looking for a software The non-premium version only allows you to record 10-minute segments at a time. Actually, sometimes if you push it, it'll actually let you record about 11 and a half minutes before it auto-closes the application. Most of the time when it auto-closes the application, though, it will at least save your video. But nowadays, I mean, we're getting computers with the ability to do it without any sort of external software, which is really nice. That they're just starting to build in the capability of doing stuff like this on computers, which is really nice. And for those of you who might ask this question, well, why didn't you use OBS from the beginning? Because you use OBS now most of the time. And the answer to that question is simple. OBS was not running on my computer. I had, as I said, a bit of a potato. I was the original computer that the channels started on. Was an old Compaq, which if you don't have that brand or don't recognize that brand, don't worry about it. I don't even think they make Compaqs anymore. Running on Windows XP, so it was old. And it was an inglorious bastard of a computer. It had 4 gigabytes of RAM after I added RAM to it. It's not night yet. Well, why did I shift the bed to my inventory? I gotta kill some more trees. It had a shitty processor. It had a shitty graphics card. This thing was the epitome of baby's first computer, ghetto style. This was definitely not something ever meant to be made to Let's Play on. So OBS wouldn't run on it, which honestly didn't surprise me all that much. It frustrated me all to hell, but it didn't surprise me all that much. And I did eventually use XSplit for a while with that computer. But XSplit only wanted to capture certain things, and so I used Expression when XSplit wouldn't do the trick. I got pause. I'll be right back. Anyway, I got pause. I'll be right back. So enough about Expression. I can tell that story in another episode. How far are we in the episode anyway? Wow, I've been talking about the wrong thing for like 15 minutes. So let's start on the story of Dill. As you've seen in the old Mindbreak footage from 2014 out of the Chaotic Cubes archive, Dill Pickle 219 is a friend of mine who lives in Canada. Doesn't really play games anymore. But we're still good friends. So Dill, if you're watching, sorry if you find this story embarrassing. I always find it funny. So, I don't remember why we needed the button. But we needed a button. Oh, no. No. I think I was asking him for sticks. Anyway, this goes into the end of the story is fun, too, because this is an interesting pipeline of hilarity. So I'm asking him to make something basic, like sticks and stuff, to get spawn set up and everything like that. And like right as we had done that, like I think that was the snapshot where they added the Guardian Temples, or maybe they changed Guardian Temples or something, and so we had to restart the world, and that's eventually where we ended up. I think it was that same world that you saw where I was digging the tunnel to the end was the world where most of this happened on. So I don't remember what exactly I told him to make. But all of a sudden, and by the way, he had all of the wood that we had gathered at spawn. It's going to be a huge encirclement to the village, isn't it? Yes, it is. This is a big village. He had pretty much all the wood that we had gathered on spawn that wasn't in my inventory or somebody else's. And of course, I hear the fateful. Whoops. Following him up immediately, I say, "What did you do?" And instead of admitting what he did wrong, he said, "Nothing." So I was forced to pry. And I hear. Oh, that's a sheep. It's like I hear the creeper. I know it. So I pester him a couple times about it. And then he just says nothing again. Where did I get that bow? I mean, it's a good bow. I just don't know where I got it. Says nothing again. Walks over. Gives me something. I don't know what. A couple things. I don't know what at the time. Because I'm sitting around, I think I was setting up a farm or something. And walks away. I open my inventory. And as mad as I want to be, I nearly fall out of my chair. I'm laughing so hard. I nearly pissed myself. Because Dill has handed me 8 stacks of buttons and 2 stacks of crafting tables. Neither of which, as far as I can remember, were what I asked him for. I might have asked for a button. And I think I only asked for a button because I think that was the update where they added it so you put buttons on the ground. And I just wanted to show it off. So yeah, so all of a sudden I was stuck with fucking stacks of shit that I did not need or want. And we were stuck with a joke that precipitated for a long time. Whenever we first set, a long time ago, I don't ever think it was even recorded, which is sad because my moments were brought on this edition of the server that I'm about to talk about, where stuff I wish I had on video, but I think at the time I had decided not to record them. Whenever we the very first time, set Cubescraft to Direwolf for 1.7. There was a bit of a running joke because Dill went to go make, I think it was drying racks, and he ended up crafting like 3 or 4 stacks of pressure plates, which was, again, funny throwback. Just for the longest time, for those of you who didn't realize, Cubescraft was a vanilla server. And actually, Cubescraft as it exists now is its 3rd incarnation. As far as actual incarnations go, there was a period of time where I couldn't pay for the server, and so we had to swap it over and stuff like that. That's not usually something that gets talked about a whole lot because it's not really that important. It's not really that relevant. It's just something I like to keep track of because options have changed and stuff since, because the first iteration of the server didn't even have some of our options because we were on Creeper Host, I think, at the time. But yeah, so Dill just made a bunch of stuff that we didn't need, and it became a thing between him and I that I would ask for something and he would craft a ridiculous amount of things. But nobody could beat my screw up with applied energistics. We were doing Tech It for a while, and I meant to craft. I think it was either Tech It or maybe it was Direwolf. I meant to craft 10 crafting tables, but I accidentally hit my numpad with the edge of my hand while I wasn't paying attention, and then I hit OK, not thinking anything of it. And for the next couple of days, now this was an AE2 setup, so yeah, it was Direwolf, that I had set up in our workshop age. Well, it's not really an age. I had at the time I had set it up in the overworld, but I'd set up this stuff in our workshop setup, so there was plenty of stuff going on because it was meant to accommodate everybody. So I also thought people were hopping on and auto crafting. So for 3 days, mind you, and all because I apparently wasn't auto feeding the ME system wood. This poor ME system was trying to craft, and because this was like I think a couple of weeks into the server, so we had a lot of spare resources as far as making the ability to craft extra CPUs and stuff. And I had accidentally generated a Mistcraft world that had Certus Quartz orbs, so they would randomly sometimes spawn charged Certus. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. I think some of you will probably see where this is going. So I accidentally demanded that the AE system craft, I want to say it was 10,000 crafting tables? 100,000 maybe? I pushed 0 on accident a couple of times more than meant to. And I wasn't paying attention before I hit OK. And I wasn't thinking about the fact that you can cancel things. So I wasn't trying to cancel things. I didn't want to screw up anybody's auto crafting. So yeah, everybody laughed for a good long while because I came to find out that Rod, who was the one person who had been on, had hardly even been in the workshop and only there to get supplies for witchery. He only extracted items out of the ME system. He never auto-crafted anything. He wasn't even entirely sure how. This is when most of the guys were still new to mods. And so yeah, I tried to craft a bazillion crafting tables. So really watch it when you try and you have excessive amounts of crafting processes for applied energistics, because I think at some point they added a thing where like it'll cut off, but I think because of the way I had messed with the configs in the server itself, I made it so it wouldn't do that. I think that was just so it could handle everybody auto-crafting anything they needed, which honestly, looking back, was a terrible idea. Servers do not like that, and I know that now, but I didn't realize it then. No! I don't remember if I turned mob griefing off. I don't want to! Ooh, creeper head. Okay. I'm gonna need a better axe soon. I don't know where I am running back over here. Oh yeah, to empty my inventory. Come on. But yeah. Let me check my time real quick. Well, we're getting to the reasonable length here. Up and coming. Let's make a pear sapling real quick. Throw a bunch of these back in here. I need to do up this rotten flesh. Grab some drying racks real quick. I got pasta and bear back. Right. Gonna put these here. Put my bed down. It's almost. Is it not almost night? I thought it was almost night. Anyway. I'm gonna need a better axe soon. It is getting to be night. I'm gonna head over to this village. Villager blacksmith. And see if he has anything I can use. For a new axe. We got one stone axe left after this one. And I need to use a furnace. That's what I was gonna say. I need to use a furnace. I will miss the tiny charcoal, but right now I'm not that worried about it. Okay. I have a bunch of dimlets over here, some iron armor, an iron sword. I'll keep the ender. I can make a copper axe, I suppose. I don't like it, but I will do it. Give me your door frame, guy. Alright. Make myself a copper axe. Yeah, I gotta keep killing trees. Yeah, I think I'll do more reminiscing about some of the DW stuff in the next episode. I lost my train of fucking thought again. See, the difficulty right now while I'm on the road is that oftentimes my aunt will say something to me and I'll have to pause to respond because shouting from back to the front is not something I want picking up on microphone, and half the time I'll lose my train of thought. Yeah. So definitely comment your ideas on what you think I should do for the 8-year anniversary, and give me ideas now for what I should do next year. So that I can plan accordingly. I do have a special thing for 10 years that I have planned, but having never thought I would get to that point, it hasn't been anything I've solidified out yet. But yeah, I don't want to make this episode too much longer than it needs to be. So I guess in the next episode that I'll find some other stuff to talk about. One of them being having fun chasing Rod with witchery stuff, and the birth of Begone Satan that Rod started. and has become a running joke ever since. But yeah, we never ended up doing a podcast before I left home, so Zane and I are trying to make things work out so we can do that soon. Trying to get Nucleotide on, which I think it pretty well said is my friend Cleo. Actually, Zane and I's friend Cleo. I can't chop him out of that one. I actually met her through him when they were a couple. So, yeah. Wow, I made a lot of crap. Yeah. So if you enjoyed, make sure to slap that like button. It lets me know that you did. At a later date, I will try to get on FTBs again to do more of this sort of stuff. I felt like talking out, and I felt like doing it on here because Crackback's my jam. I didn't want to make it yet another episode of Cracking the Crackback. I'm actually trying to reimagine Cracking the Crackback at the moment. I know everybody will be like, oh, what again? When are you going to stop fucking with that thing? I'm never going to stop fucking with that thing. But I'm actually trying to make it more optimized. I'm trying to cut down on some of the lag a little bit. And I'm trying to come up with goals. If you guys have ideas for goals, both on FTBs and for kitchen sink stuff like Cracking a Crackback, I am all ears. It gives me stuff to do once I've done all like the basic stuff. Like once I've killed the dragon and the wither and stuff. Which, by the way, next FTB's episode, there was a huge gap, but there was a reason for it. I wanted to get some stuff in order, and then I also wanted to get enough wither skeleton skulls to make things happen, but I had a bit of a power crisis, and so my auto spawner did not perform efficiently enough. And I really just did spend a lot of time while I was at home and not able to play as much as I would have wanted to. Even though I did play a lot, it sometimes hurt a lot. I think that might be something people didn't get out of watching when we were doing that. Like at the end, I was doing like Valheim with Zane, and that was at the point where it wasn't too bad. But a huge chunk of my time, the early stages when I couldn't play a lot, was just sitting there AFKing and letting my claim blocks build up, and then every so often when I felt like I could handle a little bit of activity, I would build on the base. So the base is a lot prettier now than it was. And I also spent a lot of time just mining resources, like running off to the mining world and just setting up my digital miner and just sitting there for an hour while it mined shit. Or instead of building a storage system, which I should have done for my mob drops, I was just burning everything that was burnable in Thaumcraft, arcane furnace thing, so that I was just getting loads and loads of Essentia. You'll notice the next time on my FTB stuff that my Essentia drives are all but full. There's like 2 of them or 3 of them that are like still green to orange, but the rest of them are completely full. I really need to get an enchanting table. One step at a time, though. I'm not intending on making this like a regular thing, I swear. Although if you guys want it to be a regular thing, if you'd rather me just have a multiplayer crack pack and a non-multiplayer crack pack instead of my Frankenstein's monster that is crack in the crack bag, let me know. Okay. Did we fix this one? I know we fixed the other one. Oh, shit. This one I never fixed. Which sucks, actually, because there was probably some good seeds in here. And now there's probably... Well, now there's definitely not. So... That's my own fault, though. My own negligence. Yeah. I've gone way over. So I'll catch you guys there. Don't let's go and shoot the mat. And I'll see you when I see you. Peace!